Hey everybody, welcome in. It is good to see you. Happy Sunday. Hope that you are well. Just checking to see if everything looks okay here. Am I okay in the switcheroo or do I need to flip it around here? Oh well. Oh well. What's up, Kelly? Welcome to Helvering's Army. That's awesome. Wonderful. Thank you for taking the little plunge there. XBIA is here. Soggy, I got you covered. Hang on a second. How about that? The mirroring is fixed-ish. Close enough. Close enough. I need to see if my Hey Y'all is working today. It had a short in it. I need to get a new one. Oh well. Oh well. Rosencrantz, I hope you have a better day. I hope, may your gas be natural but not bad. How about that? All right, I'm just following the chat here. Friends, what do we got here? Margaret's here. Hi, Margaret. There's Chris. Chris is on a new laptop. Well, congratulations. That's wonderful. What's up, Leffe from Sweden? Potted Rodent is here. There's Soggy. There's, let's see. Madman is here. Rock and roll. I hope you're not getting an error message. That would be not good. That would be not good. Steven's here. There's Glenn. There's Bart. Trick is here. Rock and roll. Oh, Trick is actually Ricky. Okay, well, Ricky's incognito. So, we'll be fine. Welcome, Ricky. Wonderful. Let me get my calendar up here, and we can get rolling, and we can tell y'all what's doing. Yeah, Matt, I love my new sunglasses. If you see the thumbnail, those are the first prescription sunglasses that I've ever owned. I always wore contacts. And then just had regular sunglasses. I don't wear contacts anymore. And so it's been difficult to find sunglasses that worked. Well, I finally just bit the bullet and I've got my prescription. And so I got some prescription sunglasses and they're wonderful. I absolutely love them. So rock and roll. Okay, Roger is requesting yet again for Roger Hodgson's solo album, Eye of the Storm. You know, I heard some Supertramp on the fan favorites this past week that just blew me away. It was wonderful. Even in the quietest moments, the title track from that album, I never heard it before. It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Madman, that sounds like a wonderful Sunday. Chilling out to a Mozart piano concerto. Sounds great. Sounds great. Yeah, Margaret, those the script shades, that's like having a, you know, it's cool. It was just, I tried them on. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not wearing contacts and I can see and I can drive. Yeah, Soggy, that may be what's next for me, is to actually have the laser procedure done. Yeah. Matt, Megan is a little under the weather. Thank you for asking. She is resting right now. You know, with her condition, she's got her immune system sort of tamped down a little bit, and she gets these colds and stuff. So right now she's really struggling with her nasal passages and everything, and so she is sleeping and resting that way. Yeah, thank you for asking. Trixie is doing well. She has she had surgery a couple weeks ago now, and she had a cancerous tumor removed from her belly. And we heard, actually, we haven't said anything yet. We heard back from the pathology, and it was an aggressive cancer. And the x-rays show that they got it all for now. So on Tuesday, we go back, and she gets her sutures out, and she'll be able to have her cone removed. We let her be without the cone when we can watch her, but it's getting to the point where she is like, it's really itchy, and so whenever her cone's off and she's not either walking with us or eating, she's like, that's itchy, that's itchy, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. And we're like, no you don't, no you don't, you know, don't pull those out. So that's what's going on there. So it's kind of going to be, friends, a light week for me. It's the first week of July. Everybody is off from school now. It is officially summertime. And I've got a few videos for y'all this week, but then we're going to take some time off. We're going to take some time off. Thank y'all. Trixie's actually doing pretty well. She's not exhibiting any like pain. She's a little lethargic because of her medicine, and that's to be expected. But she seems to be just taking it all in stride, and that's really good. So thank you for asking about that, Stephen. Yeah, we'll see what the doctor says about having the cone on. They've told us that we might need to have the cone there a few more days. So we shall see. Wow, we got people from all over the world here. Lefe's in Sweden, and Kendra is in Indonesia. Good morning over there. What is it, Monday? It's Monday where you are. How about that? Lefe, I really enjoyed talking to Nad Sylvan this past week, who is in Sweden, or at least he was. He's leaving with Steve Hackett's band now, and they're going out on tour. So he's leaving home, but it was so cool. It was last weekend, and it was Midsummer Eve when Nad's album came out. His new solo album came out, and we've been friends on Facebook for a long time. And he just popped into my messages, and he says, "Happy Midsummer, Doug. I'm celebrating our new solo album." And I wrote back, "Great, thank you for writing." And I said, "I've heard a few of the songs so far," and then he sent me one that wasn't out just yet. And I said, "Ooh, should I look at this one?" And he said, "Well, it comes out on Tuesday." I said, "Well, let's talk about it. Let's do a little interview." So that's what we did. And we scheduled it for Monday morning. I ended up not being able to get the video out until Thursday, but it was a fun conversation. As y'all will see, if you've seen that, I really, the only time that I've ever heard any Genesis music, classic Genesis music live, is when I heard Steve Hackett playing, and Nad is his featured vocalist. And he was just wonderful at bringing those older songs to life. And so I really enjoyed getting to listen to some of Nad's solo music this week. He was a fun interview and a fun person to chat with. I'm looking forward to meeting him in person later this year when the Hackett band gets around to America. It's going to be fun. Brenda's asking, wondering when you're going to listen to Hold Your Fire, an album by Rush in 1987. That sounds like it's one of the ones that I'll get to. I'm doing like an album at a time from Rush, and we're kind of not too far from that time period. I don't know when, but we'll keep going with Rush. Emma Swag is asking, are you going to look at any more music from Ghost? That is also a yes. A yes? Yes. I also don't know when, but what is the song you're putting up? Now I lost you. Impera. Okay. Okay, let me write that down. Ghost. Impera. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What's up, Bill? Good to see you. Awesome. Yeah, Bill, the International Daily Duck. How about that? Hello, Dusan from Serbia. Good to see you. Awesome. Ah, Madman. Nad said that his voice is in a lower range. He has to modulate it to go down a full tone. Is he talking about in octaves or down of the key of the song? He's talking about moving the key down either like a whole step. Yeah. Sometimes that makes all the difference in the world. You may be able to sing a piece and have like 95% of the notes in your range, and if you move it one step, then you can get all of them more comfortably in your range and you can give a better performance. That's something that happens with songs all the time, especially on Broadway. We don't realize how often those songs get moved around, moved keys, and then they have to reconnect the transitions to the next part of the show based on where they move the pieces to, depending on who the people are that are singing at that particular time. Sometimes I might have a star that's more known for movies than for Broadway or singing or something, and they might not have the range that somebody else might have or might have had originally that it was written for, so they changed the key a little bit. Not a big thing. Not a big thing. Yeah. What's up, Ray? Good to see you. Yeah, those Genesis songs are not easy to sing, and they can be quite difficult at times, and Nad does a great job. The rest of what we did last week, we finished up Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast, side 2. We ran to the hills. Hallowed Be Thy Name was just awesome to finish that one out. Just a great album. It was good to get back to that one. Now I've heard all 7 of the first 7 albums from Iron Maiden, with the exception of that live album from 1985. And that might be where I go next, y'all. I don't know if I'm done yet with these early classics, so maybe hearing the live album would be the way to go. A lot of people have asked me to do that, so we shall see. We shall see. But I'm not going to get back to Iron Maiden very quickly, since I've done 4 episodes for them here, like in the last month, and so I think we've upped the irons sufficiently for a while, and we'll look at some other bands, and then we'll get back to the Iron Maiden guys here before too long. We did our songs from the master list for our fan favorites over on Patreon. It was a really fun listen. I did it over a couple of days. I was under the weather this past week, y'all, and so my voice was a little bit shot at times, but I was able to make that one through, and I'm just looking up all of the music from it so that I can remember what I did there, so I don't leave anybody out here. A really eclectic collection of songs. We did Riverside with Egoist Hedonist, and then Tangerine Dream, Love on a Real Train. That may be my favorite Tangerine Dream that I've heard. That was really cool. Then we went to something completely different. Gordon Lightfoot's If You Could Read My Mind, and then Boston's Don't Look Back for some classic rock. David Bowie with the Pat Metheny Group, This Is Not America. That one came from Margaret. Thank you, Margaret, for that one. Really interesting song. Really interesting song. Styx, Come Sail Away. Of course, I had heard that one, but we had fun trying to figure out what the chords were. The Guess Who with No Sugar Tonight and the New Mother Nature Suite. And then Supertramp's Even in the Quietest Moments won the entire poll. And I have a good idea why. That song was breathtaking. Breathtaking. Really, really wonderful. Awesome. Let's see. Doug, maybe you should give Blaze Bailey's first album with Iron Maiden a shot. Yeah, I'm sure that I'll include it. As I'm going through with Iron Maiden, I intend to get to all of their studio albums at least, and even the ones that weren't as commercially successful, because I'm curious to take the voyage that all of you have to see which ones I personally like. You know, maybe there's an album that maybe is kind of less down the list for a bunch of people, but maybe there's a few songs on it that really, really, you know, hit me. I need to listen to it and make up my own mind. Ah, Ray says there's no sweet in the name. Thank you, Ray. The new Mother Nature. That's it. Okay. Cool. Okay. Let's see. And what did we end the week with? We ended with some Nightwish. I was busy doing some other things, and I decided that I was going to release one of our epic extended play lounge episodes. And Nightwish, I thought that the Nightwish fans would enjoy getting to that one. It's over 2 hours, y'all. It's an entire Nightwish album, Imaginarum. We did it. It's out there and it's available, and that's a fun one. So take a look when you have a few hours available that you want to spend with me and go through some of Nightwish's music. But that was the Nightwish album that won over the rest of the ones that I put in that poll. All of those albums were from Nightwish when we did it, and that was the one that was most upvoted by the fans who wanted to hear a Nightwish album. And so we took a look at Imaginarum, and it was great. Yeah. You're welcome, SC Web. Awesome. Matt's telling me that Tuomas and his side project, how do you pronounce that? Ari? They're rehearsing for their tour soon. They're bringing out a new album. Wonderful. Cool. Thank you, Funi. All right, so somebody had asked me about the Metal Monday for tomorrow. Now I can't find it. All right, yes, tomorrow is Metal Monday. So I am taking kind of a light week this week. I'm on a roll, y'all. I am co-writing a book on Big Train, and chapters are coming, y'all. We're working on, or at least my part of the project is doing analysis write-ups on individual songs by this wonderful band, and I'm just trying to tackle them one at a time. And it was a dark song, but yesterday I completed doing or writing an analysis for a song called A Boy in Darkness. Y'all, it's a David Longdon tune. I had not heard it before, and I heard it a few times, and it just knocked me on my keister. It's a dark song. It's a different type of song for Big Train, but I really, really respect it, and it's got some fascinating harmonic little spots in there. Great stuff. So tomorrow, friends, this is what happens. This is what happens when we do these Doug on Demands. We do these Doug on Demands on Sundays, a few times a month, once a month, depending on the schedule. And the council members and the Doug's Angels that assemble there, they share such great music, and we have such a good time. And I hear things in those sessions that invariably gets me going, like, okay, I gotta look into this, And one of the more recent Doug on Demands that we did, I heard Freedom of Speech from Liquid Tension Experiment. And I remember loving it, like really, really loving it. But now I don't remember how it sounds. And we're coming up on the first week of July. July 4th is on a Friday this week, y'all. So why not include a song? It's an instrumental, but it's called Freedom of Speech. So I'm going to play some Liquid Tension Experiment tomorrow. And I am pumped to get another shot at this one. So I have heard it once, but it was in passing. It was in the middle of a whole bunch of other things. I want to focus on it and I want to take another look at this piece called Freedom of Speech from Liquid Tension Experiment. So that's going to be coming up on Monday. And here's the other thing, y'all. That's on the first one, Madman. That one's from LTE1, if I remember correct. Yeah, Sid, it's amazing, isn't it? The DoD, these Doug on Demands, y'all have, we've kind of gotten into a rhythm with these where the community is trying to bring, of course, wonderful music, but music that's a little bit more obscure and a little bit more off the mainstream pathways, but just as worthy. And we've been hearing absolutely great stuff. Absolutely great stuff over there. So yeah, a few of these I want to bring directly to the channel and go, yes, can I listen to that again? So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing tomorrow, friends. Liquid Tension Experiment, Freedom of Speech. I have Tuesday off. We have 5 Tuesdays this month, and I have 4 Patreon videos to do. So I have this Tuesday off. This Tuesday is going to be a big Tuesday for us because not only are we taking Trixie back to the doctor to get her stitches out, Megan has a follow-up appointment with the doc. So it's just a full day of doctor's appointments and other things. So I will be out of the office on Tuesday. There's no Patreon video this week. On Wednesday, I was going back and forth, y'all. I still might do both of these, but one thing I wanted to do, I know that I'm taking Friday off. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're just kind of closing up shop and we're taking some time for ourselves. We haven't done that truly, I think the whole damn year, but we're going to just kind of hibernate for a few days, and I think that we've earned that one. Before I finish on, hang on a second. Bence, what are your thoughts on Daft Punk's discography? I only know a few songs by Daft Punk. In fact, I know covers of Daft Punk better than I know Daft Punk. So I'm not really equipped to answer it. I don't know much about it. Matt's saying, any news on the July fan favorites? Not yet. We'll let you know this week. But here's where I was going back and forth. One, I got back to this music from Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, this new game. I got back to it on Wednesday. And again, people are just eating it up. Just, Ray, Pentatonics, their cover of some music from Daft Punk is what I was specifically referring to. But about a month ago, I had been getting information and notes from people about, hey, this new game, you should take a look. The music's classical, Doug. Take a look. And so we finally did. And it was this orchestral session, and it sounded like French melody. It was wonderful. I'm like, what is this? This is great. It was fresh, it was new, it was current, but yet it was in a musical language that I understood, and I really just fell in love with it. And I decided that I wanted to get back to it as soon as I could. So only what was it? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, only 4 Wednesdays later, I got back to it and came to this song called Una vie à ta mère. And that ended up being one of the final scenes of one of the offshoot endings that the game allows. And people have been watching and sending in thoughts on it, and you got to play the game, Doug, and just a ton of interaction and energy around these titles. You know what, y'all? I'm coming back to it. for the second week in a row. I'm coming back to it. And I'm going to come back to another one of these Una V, A Life, ending tracks. It's another 11-minute track where the other one was Una V a Tamer. This one is Una V a Pendra, P-E-I-N-D-R-E. I'll figure out how to pronounce it. But it goes along with a different ending of the game. And I've got the other one, the music from the other one still kind of in my head. I want to get to this one and compare them a little bit and see, because I did a snippet of the music. I listened to a snippet of it, and it's not the same. It's not even based on the same ideas, I think. It, you know, later on into it, it could be the same, but I'm really fascinated by it. Margaret is saying, one is to love you, one is to lose you. Wow. Yeah. So here's the thing, y'all. I am planning on playing this game. I definitely want to do it. I think it'll be a psychological journey. They say it's full of art. They say it's full of great music. That sounds like something I want to involve myself in. I think I'm going to film it. I'm going to try to figure out Twitch and see if I can do it that way. So I may not start immediately. I probably won't start immediately. But I want to get to this other track. There's 3 of them, actually, but I'm going to get to the second one for sure this week. The other song that I was thinking about doing for this July 4th week was American Idiot by Green Day, because that had come in as a suggestion. I don't think I've done any Green Day on the channel. And, you know, I was in high school in the 90s. And so when Green Day was kind of at their peak, of course, I know them. I've heard of it. I've heard bits of this song, but I've never analyzed it. So maybe I'll do both of them. I don't know. It depends on what I've got going on this week. But that's funny, Ray. Do some Mario on Twitch as a dry run. I'd have to get another. I'd have to figure out where to play Mario. Yeah, Ray, I know that American Idiot isn't really patriotic. That's part of the point. I'm not eager this year to be overtly patriotic on the channel. I'm just not in the mood. You know what I mean? Just not in the mood. What's NOFX? Potted rodent? I don't know. Yeah, my Independence Day is not going to be spent. You know, at one point I was thinking about doing God Bless America by Ray Charles, because it would just make me happy. But I'm going to spend the time with my dog and my wife and enjoy some scenery. That's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So that's what I'm up to, friends. Yeah. So they were an American punk band formed in Los Angeles. Okay, cool. Wonderful. So there you go, friends. It's a lighter week this week. We're going to do Liquid Tension Experiment, Freedom of Speech on Monday, and I'm going to take a look at another piece from Claire Obscure, Una V a Pendra, P-E-I-N-D-R-E. And then if I have time and I can sneak it in, I'll do some Green Day. If not, then we'll just move on and we'll keep rolling. But it's a shortened week for us, for sure. So there you go, friends. Yeah, Madman. I've taken a look at that Tchaikovsky overture. It's been a long time, but yeah, I've taken a look at the score to that. Anything else? Anything else, friends? Okay. Let's not get too political in the in the chat. Yeah, that's not where I want this to go. It's tough, isn't it? Yeah. Art, music especially, is the way that is one of the ways that we express our reactions and our experiences. And our experiences are based on, you know, kind of the environment that we're in, and politics is a part of that. But I want to keep the Daily Doug specifically as partisan free as I can. I definitely have an opinion, y'all. If you follow me on social media, you probably know. Yeah. And my very early Daily Doug videos, if you go back and look at them, you'll figure that out real quick. But unless a piece of music is overtly political, I typically won't go there. I leave that for other platforms. No worries, y'all. No worries. It's on all of our minds. It really, really is. It's on all of our minds. But what I've heard is that, you know, the chats here, especially what we're doing over on Discord and on Patreon, those are spots where people are coming to interact with me, with our community, and with the music that gets them going and buoys them. And they want that to be a place that doesn't bring them down. And right now, a lot of the politics stuff is what's bringing them down. So that's why we try to bring that out. Because a lot of us are similarly minded, I think. A lot of us are. But that's secondary to what I'm really up to here with the Daily Doug. So that's why I do it that way. Yeah. Yeah, Brenda. Living in America. From Rocky 3, right? Yeah. Madman, yeah, U2. The reason why there's not a whole lot of U2 on the channel is because I heard a lot of their music over the years. I had some friends that were big U2 fans, and I have been as well. So the bands that I tend to know more of their music personally are the bands that tend to show up infrequently here on the channel. That's why. That's true, Bart. That's true. Music is what we express when we can't describe it in words. Yeah. That Born in the USA might do well, Ray. I remember being a little kid when that came out, and I heard it on cassette tape, and it was my uncle who had to tell me, "Listen to the words, kid. Listen to the words, kid. It's not about what you think it's about." Yeah. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for understanding, for buying in and for being a part of it, and for, yeah, just for being here, for your support, for understanding. We're gonna make it, friends. We're gonna make it, and it's gonna be just fine. As we move into July, a couple things that I can tell you that I'm hoping to get to. I know that I want to get to some more Steely Dan. I know that I know that I'm planning to get to Radiohead, get back to Radiohead. We've got Amnesiac to get to, so I think that's one of the albums that we're going to listen to in this upcoming month. Other than that, we're still trying to figure it out. I'll do that on my off time this week, and I'll figure out what's up with fan favorites for July as well, and I will let y'all know. We'll get it back going on Discord this month so that y'all can do some upvoting and some submissions over there. But for the shortened week this week, look for Liquid Tension Experiment Freedom of Speech on Monday, and then look for some more music from Claire Obscure on Wednesday, and if I have time, I'll sneak in some Green Day there as well, and then I'm going to take a little bit of a time away, y'all, and we'll be back with you for the following week. I already have stuff on the schedule, but I'll let y'all know when we have that finalized. So there you go, friends. Hey, Don, it's good to see you, buddy. It's good to see you, man. Glad you're here. Yeah, Ray, just the one song, because it's an 11-minute track. So we're going to just focus on that one. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Kelly. Yeah, we might do another summer songs, but we've got some good ideas that we need to go through, and I'm thinking about doing something new. For that. Oh yeah, keep Trixie away from the fireworks. You know, we live in a community. Well, New Jersey as a whole kind of tamps down on recreational fireworks, but this community that we live in also kind of tamps that down. And at least in years past, we've been lucky to have neighbors that don't get too bang bang pow on those days. Yeah, Ray, it was just the one last time too. Yeah, just the one last time. Una vi a tamer, and then this one is Una vi a Pindra? I'll figure it out. Yeah. Mirage, I haven't tried playing Expedition yet. I'm gonna do this other music here, and I'm going to try to coincide playing the game with setting up a Twitch stream so that people can join in and watch me, because I think that's going to be fun watching a newbie try it. You know, so stay tuned for that. But we'll keep listening to the soundtrack for sure. Piondra. Thank you, Margaret. Okay. Piondra. Oh, well, the peon, I know a whole lot about that, so I can remember. Thank you very much. And thank you, Lid. Glad you respect Nightwish music. Of course. Great stuff. Really, really great stuff. Liquid Tension Experiment, maybe some Green Day, some Claire Obscure, and some Rest and Relaxation. That's what we have going this week. And I thank y'all very, very much. Catch us as we're here, but if you don't catch us, we'll be back with you in a week. Okay? So, with that, I think I'm going to say goodbye, good evening, good morning, and all of that stuff, wherever you are. I hope you have a great day. All right, friends? Thank you so much. Y'all are great. Y'all are great. Yeah. Wonderful. See you, friends. I gotta turn this around. Actually, I'm gonna see if there's my fan. There's my Rider University. There's my grandma's harpsichord picture. Those are both from Acadia National Park. How about that? All right, that's what I get to look at every day. Wonderful. See y'all.